I don't need any negativity, so if you're not going to be positive, please don't comment. I understand that I need to get over this with my BD, but it just really bothering me lately. So, I recently saw him by chance and he was with a girl. He came to my kid and said hi for a sec, then walked off. At the moment I didn't know he was with a girl, but later I saw her. I've been doing so good, at peace, and then this happens. I don't know why God allowed that. I would have rather not see him. Out of sight, out of mind type deal, but now it keep replaying. This guy really does not give a freak about my kid. So a couple days after we saw him, he called, asked if I was at work. I said yeah. Then he says he'll call when I get off, but to save his number. Of course, no call, and I dang sure was not going to contact him. I haven't contacted since last October, and I wasn't about to call and allow him to get a reaction out of me when I know he does not care. It just sucks. I'm here taking care of my kid. No time or energy to date, and yet he's living his life. No worries. It's just really getting to me lately, and I just could use some encouragement. I don't know why he doesn't like me. I feel like his detachment from my kid is because of how he feels towards me. I just don't know. I'm just not feeling my best right now. I wish I never would have seen him. I wish he never would have called. I just want to go back to my happy place where I didn't care and it didn't affect me that he wasn't present. Big sigh. In April I met the guy and we had a magical 24 hours together before having to go separate ways. We made plans to meet up again May 1st 7, which is when conception happened. We don't live in the same country and we don't have actual feelings for each other. Just a lot of love but no attachment, and we are both free spirits who went our own ways. We basically became very, very good friends instantly overnight, and we are still good friends in an awkward situation. When I tested positive, I told him the next day, and ever since then we have had many conversations, mostly ones where he has expressed how he does not want to become a father, understands it's my decision, hopes I take his feelings into consideration, but understands that for the most part I am wanting to keep the baby. I am now 7W4D and abortion is legal up to 12 weeks, but I just can't bring myself to do it. I don't want to. The fear of how I'll handle the abortion is so much bigger than the fear of how I may cope as a single mother. Little to no fear for some reason. Sometimes wonder, am I being delusional, though I feel in my heart I am not. We still talk every now and then, but I have been very resistant to sharing things with him. He does check in on me asking how I am, but we don't talk about the pregnancy anymore. The last time we did was 2 weeks ago, where he had spiraled and so had I. He has no one to talk to. He is so ashamed of himself for letting me do this on my own and not wanting to be involved. We have different views on what we think a child needs. I don't think his involvement is necessary, though it would be nice. My question is, should we even still be talking? I went for my first ultrasound on Monday and couldn't even tell him about it. Instead we have just been asking how we are, maybe evading pregnancy baby talk. I know it will get harder with time, and I do wonder, should I have a conversation with him and say I don't think we should be in touch anymore because I'm afraid it might become too difficult for me? Thanks in advance. Any advice is appreciated. I am a full-time mom. I just turned 40 last weekend and my baby girl will be 6 months in about 2 weeks. Quick backstory. I live with my fraternal twin sis and my brother-in-law and 13 years old niece. My BD is not involved at all. My twin and I were adopted at a very young age and have an older biological sis whom we are close with, who was also adopted out to a separate family. That being said, my older sis and I always been close, but she is pretty mean to me sometimes. Anyways, her adoptive father suddenly passed on Sunday, May 28th. He was in recovery from surgery and out of nowhere coded and died. My poor sister, they do not have many answers and I cannot even fathom how she feels. Today was the viewing and funeral and I had to bring my daughter me. She is a very good baby when we are out and everyone loved her. The other side of the backstory is that my sister's dad at times was like a father to me, and I even lived her dad and mom for a bit in time several years ago when I hit a rough patch in my life. So this loss hit me hard. My daughter does not nap really well at all and was awake most of today, and from being so overtired screamed for like 40 minutes when we got home. It's like 90 degrees here today and I'm just so up over everything. I work outside of the home, so I'm beyond exhausted. I wanna scream so loud from being so stressed. I may have help, but I'm so, I don't know, frustrated and sad and whatever. Being a mom is hard enough, but doing everything for my daughter alone is what is really getting to me. How do you get through it? I do not have any friends really. I have worked at my job for almost 5 years. I'm not complaining about not having help cause my bro-in-law and sis took us in, which I am beyond grateful for, but just being on 24/7 for my daughter, I think I'm reaching a point where I just can't. I'm not sure what to do. I have a therapist and she's temporarily helpful, but I don't think she hears me sometimes. I had to rant. I just hope I can figure something out or even catch a break for even part of a day. Need advice. My baby daddy decided he now wants to be a dad and I just want him to go away. Child is almost 4 and doesn't know who he is or anything. Calls my BF dad and such. Last time this happened, child was around 18 months and I worked hard on finding information and trying to work with him so he can have a relationship with her, which includes me changing my work schedule for him to see her. He never followed through and such. Now he wants a relationship with her at almost 4. I have seen the problems of what happens when biological dads just comes and go like it's nothing. I don't want that for my child and I hate that courts even allow that type of behavior. I do believe that he is only doing this cause of his case manager pushing him to do so. Before he contacted me, I was looking into information about him either terminating his rights or parental abandonment. Also, does anyone know if a judge will take into consideration if a parent's rights were terminated before with previous children? I just want to protect my baby with everything I have, including from my baby daddy. I'm looking for a judge-free zone. I've gone through so much emotionally in the past 8 months. I really think I should just be alone at this point. I'm a really lovable person and I'm tired of being nice to people and getting hurt. So I have 2 kids and I was engaged to their dad. He proposed in 2018 and fast forward our youngest is 1.5. We never got married and throughout the course of our relationship he had a bit of a drinking problem. I broke up with him in November. His drinking was getting to be too much. He would yell at me in front of the kids, come home late. I fell out of love. He didn't want to break up. I met someone else and clicked extremely well with him. The chemistry was insane and I felt happy again. I wasn't sure how I wanted to go about talking about their dad, like keep our family time, taking the kids places together, to myself, or be open. I decided to be open and I don't think he liked it. It felt comfortable with me having to see their dad sometimes. I just didn't want to lie about anything. We went on 3 dates and I felt like we were falling in love. But their dad found out I met someone and went off on me and I called new guy crying and he started to act different. He was like, I don't like drama, and he came off as insecure because he wanted all the attention and he's immature in general. I say insecure because I was like, my heart lies with you 100%, but I don't know. I'm sad. We stopped talking 6 months ago and I was letting go. We spoke briefly maybe twice within that time. Last month when I think he noticed I let go, he started blowing me up on social media, on texts, and trying to flirt and see me. So we went out 2 weeks ago, slept together, and then he ghosted me, basically giving me short-ass texts or not replying. When we're together it's perfect. We click and vibe and like each other. When we go home it's like he plays games, acts like he doesn't care. I have to let go, don't I? It's so annoying. BC, he'll write to my social media posts being cute or saying I look cute or makes convo and keeps tabs on me, but doesn't text me. Like WTF. Just wants me when it's convenient for him. I know I deserve more. I feel like he'll regret this later. Any advice? Well, what do you all think about these scenarios? Feel free to drop any gems, advice, or general comments below.